Do a blues lick. I passed out my sample solo, 2 etudes that is, for Satin. I want you to take a look at. And remember, I have sound slice practice videos. If you're like, oh, these PDFs are great, it shows it, but I want to know what it sounds like, then make sure you click onto my Patreon and go to my sound slice file, because these should all be available. Those are called the guide tones. I didn't really stress that, but those are your target tones that you really want to emphasize. The guide tones, the third and the seventh licks to the whole song. But this song, if you don't know Satin Doll, is pretty much like 2-5-1, 2-5-1, and then another 2-5, 2-5. Sorry, 2-5. I shouldn't say 1. 2-5, 2-5, 2-5, 2-5, and then it finally resolves here. That's how cool it is. I have to talk about this for a second because this relates to chord reduction. D minor, G7, D minor, G7. You could just think that's just all G7. That's just a 5. The 2 is, I label it as a prep chord. So you have 2, 5, 2, 5. It's really just 5, okay? But by doing this, you get more movement and you get more voice leading, which is really pretty, so that's why we're doing that. And that's kind of the heart of the bebop style. It's just, it gets more, I'll say, it gets busier. Here it is. Switch. Switch. Now, for the C major here on the turnaround, I went C major 7. Then I landed here on this note, but that's the 2 chord because it's a walk up. And then the 3, and there's that E minor 7 to the A7, which is a 2-5. So just to show you what happened there. And for practicing, I'm gonna load up my iReal Pro because we haven't done any practicing yet in this workshop, so let's do it. If this is new for you, which I'm kind of guessing it might be, just get your iReal Pro out, if you can see on my screen here. I'm just gonna loop those 8 bars. They put a different chord at the turnaround. They put F7, that's fine. It's a little bit bluesier than D minor. And now it's just gonna loop at 100, and I'm gonna put it close so you can hear it. And when you're looping it, you gotta click on the top part so it's yellow. Here we go. E minor, A minor, A flat minor, that's tritone sub, and then C major. Get ready? Let's do it again. A section. This is just as written. And C major. What am I doing here? There I was displacing it. I was not starting on beat 1 because I don't always want to start on beat 1. It sounds kind of square to do that. So there I went 1. I made it a triplet. 1, da 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 da. 1 and da 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 da. So it was 1 and 2 let 3. So that was, I was just playing with the same figure but displacing the rhythm. 1. And I added an extra rhythm note. And then on the C, I flipped it around. I went, you know, you can start to have fun is what I'm saying, mess around with these designs. The second A, I chose the other lick. So as I push play on this loop, E minor, A minor, A flat minor, blues lick, and A again. This is the second A. E minor, music. 2/5 as written. And it's, you know, at this point I wanted to demonstrate just ad-libbing, mixing and matching from some of those other ones, and even playing around with the blues scale turnaround here. Remember what I said last time, I often like to throw in the blues lick at the turnaround, so it feels like it just brings it home. Section. Again, that's just having fun with this etude, but going beyond just what's written there. This is just, again, to get you started. Well, now the B section, I'm having a little bit of fun with mixing and matching these essential 2/5 licks. So again, I'm just taking two of them and going back and forth so it just doesn't sound like the same thing repeated twice. And that's pretty straightforward. Check out the last A. Oh, by the way, the B section does modulate, but it goes to the 4 chord in the key of C. 2/5, 2/5, 1, but that's really the 4. And then 2/5, 2/5 to the 5. And then last A. This is a tricky song. It's a good song to study. It's just a massive amounts of 2/5s. Well, the last A, look at it now. Oh, what I wrote here. So I'm really playing with that enclosure lick and that triplet lick here, if you want to give that a try. Same lick moved. Move it. Move it. A flat. C major. E minor. Then you can go back to simpler ones, again, mixing and matching. Find songs that have a lot of 2/5s if you really want to work on that, and that gets you definitely into the bebop era of songs. How you guys doing? And I think I passed out, there's more on the 2/5s, but I'm not going to go, I don't want to go too much more into that. I still want to talk a little bit more about some minor scales and stuff too.
Hey, so simple question.
Yeah, Dave.
When you say you like to end with the blues, you know, that goes over that C major 7.
Yeah.
And you ended that time with a minor. Can you end with a major or a minor blues scale, or does it matter?
Yeah, that's what I generally call the hybrid scale, when it's a combination of major and minor blues, pentatonic. It generally doesn't have the major 7 though. That's for this particular concept. The major 7 is too sweet. I use a flat 7. Sounds a little bit more rock and roll. But I like that combo of the minor third and the major third. That's what gives it that, you know, again, maybe it could give it a Charlie Christian-y feel like this. And then that's, and then back to your 2/5 licks. And to me, I hate to say it, but I'm just connecting random 2/5 licks through the changes when I'm playing in that kind of particular style. So again, it's more lick based, I have to admit, but it's still fun to connect the dots, okay? It's not as, that's why last week's lesson was more being simple and melodic. Today is a little bit more like rote stuff, like this stuff. And again, I kind of associate that a little bit more to that bebop styling. It's not very thoughtful, to be honest. I mean, sure, I'm connecting the dots, but it's not an approach that, even though I do kick in that mode, but it's not something that's necessarily the most melodic, I'll say. But I like it too. So I just wanted to kind of share that there's different concepts and different approaches to it. You don't have to necessarily bebop out everything and play melodic scales and patterns. But that really does help, because I don't know, for me, just analyzing Charlie Parker, a lot of horn players, Charlie Parker, Sonny Stitt, and jazz piano players, Bill Evans, just random, my favorite players, and Chet Baker for more melodic, but he would use a lot of these conventions too, but you'll hear a lot of this, these 2/5s. I'm like, oh, what are they doing there? They're doing this. But they're doing this. Or these voice leading. Or this. But this. But they're going. Creative uses of this, maybe this. But that's this again. That's Stairway to Heaven, that's that cliche. So there's another worksheet that I have with a couple sample etudes, and that's the melodic, what do I call it? I have all these stupid nicknames. That's the minor cliche, that's a cliche to do this. And then I say, try to do maybe this. Arpeggiate, try to keep it simple, like this. So there I'm trying to incorporate that. Different places, that cliche, that descending cliche. If you're a Beatles fan, you would know it from Michelle. But Stairway to Heaven, Blue Skies, all those songs, they use that, or most recently on Patreon, I've been focusing on In a Sentimental Mood. Etc. Just that cliche, but trying to bring that out into now it's demonstration with chords, so you can hear that line, that descending line, but the art of it is to try to throw it into your soloing too. I don't know, let's say art, but it's fun. Now I realize it's in this song, Nature Boy too, if you guys know that too. It's all over the place. Even if it's not built into the song with the chords, you could throw it in. Meaning if the chords of the band is just jamming 2 bars on D minor, G minor, you could go and create beautiful voice leading. The other cliche, or the chromatic cliche specifically, is this one. So you can throw that in. And then I like to mix and match. So sometimes I'm doing I call it the roving fifth. This, well, it's but sometimes I mix and match. So I go like this. So I'm kind of playing with the 5th moving and then the 7th moving down. So you can, I mean, you can get some weird counterpoint that way too. But it's a fun thing to do on a minor chord. And that leads me to the next topic, really, thinking more scales and stuff. But we covered a lot just right there on arpeggios, 2/5s. I mean, these are a lot of my favorite hacks. Just check out those worksheets. Obviously, I can't cover every single worksheet I passed out. But the superimposing ideas, I really like that. Again, the really beautiful colors and allowing yourself to play and think simply. I think I've worked out a lot of these little licks and patterns that I play, and I just string them together. Like I think a lot of guitar players do that, obviously, and horn players too. And then it's just fun to apply them through songs. I personally try to go more for the thoughtful approach because I feel like I'm more connected to the music instead of just kind of letting my fingers do the patterns and you know, stuff like that. But if that's new for you, I want you to try it and learn those 2/5 licks and work on those songs. Work on the song Wes Montgomery. No, that's not the song, but it's 4 on 6 by Wes Montgomery. Work on that tune. That's a great one for these 2/5s.